Hey guys, Mike the Viking here, back with yet another Rust update video. As always, if you enjoy this series, don't forget to leave a like on the video. I try to get these up as soon as I can. So the first thing they've done this week is they've actually completely overhauled the Rust website. In the past, I'm not going to say it was a bad website, but this is certainly a heck of a lot cleaner and nicer. So if you want to go check out the usual dev blog, you go here, and they've got these nice beautiful animations that play, and yeah, it's just a wonderful new format. If you just want to quickly see what they've done that update, you could just go to the Changes tab, and it gives you a very quick summary of things that were added to the game that wipe, which is really convenient if you don't want to watch a video or read the blog, etc. There's also a thing called commits, and this is basically going to show every single commit that one of the developers has done on the game, so you could see how many commits, and I mean this is every single day. Like, clearly these guys have done a lot of work, very impressive. The first thing they've changed this week is they've now made it so you can finally swap skins on weapons that you find. So let's say you found an AK, off a dead guy's body, but he doesn't have your favorite Rust skin on it. So normally you're like, oh, that sucks, can't change it. Well, now if you put that item on the repair bench, you could just select which skin you want it to use. So I'm going to select this one, and boom, it has now been spray painted, quote unquote, to your new skin. I love this feature. This works on clothing too, so if you find clothing, you can now reskin it to your, of course, favorite skin that your group uses or whatever the heck. Next up, they've updated the scrap world model. This isn't anything like insane, but it's worth mentioning. Next up, they've made some changes to the shotgun trap. A lot of you people were expecting them to nerf this thing, but they actually haven't done anything at all in the damage department. These things are still just as effective. The only thing they've done is they've made it cost 2 gears and 2 rope instead of just the wood and frags. I think they could still probably bump up the price, maybe more metal frags. I think if anything, maybe a rate of fire nerf, but I think that they should be potent, I don't know if the developers expected them to be as important as they are, but everybody uses these things and they're just wonderful. Anyway, in terms of changes, all they've done is they made it so that it has a nice little arrow so you can tell which direction it's facing, because it was kind of hard to tell before. You can still press R, it'll rotate it. And also, now when you go to pick it up with a hammer out, when you go to pick it up, it will be reduced to half health, similar to the window bars and everything else. They've now released the new shader revamp. This is mostly noticeable on the hands, or the arms in the game. You could just see that they've got a lot more human, a lot more natural shadows going on, and it's definitely noticeable to me. Now, because of this, they are also working on remodeling or retexturing the rig, or the hands, which I'm totally down for, because honestly these hands don't look that good. I'm sure they could look a lot nicer. They've now implemented the Roadsign retexture. I think it looks a heck of a lot better than it used to. Just looks more fitted to the character, looks a little bit more protective. Now, a lot of people were wondering what happens to any skins that were made for this. Thankfully, they've made all the old skins work on the new one. So I don't know what skin this is, but this one works just fine. It looks maybe a little bit different, but still usable, still perfectly fine. They're also continuing work on the launch site monument. This will be probably part of the Rocket Factory monument, I assume. It's looking really good. Apparently they're working on different variables so they can toss this office thing into different monuments like the airfield. And they're also making work on the Rocket Factory building itself. You could see an exterior shot here. It's just looking more and more detailed. I really do hope we get to see it in the June wipe, but only time will tell. They're also working on a Tier 3 workbench. I don't totally remember the purpose of it, but you could see a picture of it here. It's looking certainly very interesting. I would really hope that this reduces crafting times by half like the Legacy workbench used to, because that would just be a nice incentive to make the thing. Now, some of you may remember Happis Island, although not many of us really play it these days because, I don't know, it's just not that interesting. It sounds like he's working on kind of adding a whole bunch of more caves and mining shafts and stuff like that. and potentially changing the actual lay of the land, so how the mountains are shaped. Personally, I don't know, I have nothing wrong with the procedurally generated maps, but if you prefer the same map every time, then this could be good for you. Okay, so that's going to be everything this week. Overall, not too bad of a week. We got some nice little adjustments, some quality of life things. I'm not complaining. As always, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. I've got lots more update videos, base tours, and plenty more on the way. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next video.